Other Governor Ed Rendell, who does not have as favorable an employment outlook in Pennsylvania, but you had a tougher base to work from. What's the unemployment rate right now in your state?
About 8.7, Andrea, and we're probably the lowest of any of the big industrial states, so we're holding our own. But again, as Governor Kane said, the hurt and pain that Pennsylvanians are experiencing is almost debilitating, and the fact that we're better off than any big state is of very little consolation.
Very little consolation indeed. And are you satisfied with the pace of the stimulus jobs? Are they coming online as quickly as you would like?
Yeah, I think particularly the infrastructure part of it has been terrific. We've obligated in less than 8 months about 85% of all of our transportation stimulus money. About 65% of the dollars are in the process of being spent right now. By construction season next March, which will be about a year, we'll be at about 90%. So I think it's reaching, it's ahead of its goals in many ways. Remember, this was a 24-month rollout. I think we're going to achieve that in far less than 24 months. And we've got other projects that are ready to go, and we're all hoping that in what the president announces tomorrow, that infrastructure plays a real part of the new jobs bill. Obviously, Governor Kane is right. Small business, we want to see the small business loan guarantee program dramatically raised and reinforced so the banks have no excuse not to start extending credit to small businesses. I like the investment tax credit for job creation in this country. I think that's going to be part of the president's bill, but infrastructure has to play a key role in getting that done.
What about using the TARP money to do some of this, the $200 billion left over from TARP?
Well, I think that would be appropriate, and I think Building America's Future, the group that I had with Mayor Bloomberg and Governor Schwarzenegger, we would like to see a short-term commitment of about $100 billion to infrastructure, and the TARP money would be a good place to start. Let's take some of that Wall Street money and put it in place not only in main streets back home, but in our hometown bridges and roads and mass transit systems. I think it would be a great use of the TARP money.
Was it a mistake to put so much time and effort into health care in year one when the unemployment rate was clearly going to be, reaching 23-year highs, given the depth of the recession? Was this taking their eye off the ball? It had to drain the effort of the White House staff.
Well, I understand the point you're making, Andrea, but I agree with Governor Kane. Look, the president met with us, the governors, the 50 governors, in December of 2008, less than a month after he was elected, December 1st in Philadelphia. It was all about the economy. It was all about stimulus. It was all about how to help the states shore themselves up, how to get infrastructure projects working fast. And that was the first major initiative of the Obama administration, was the Recovery Act. So I don't think it's fair. I've heard commentators, not you, say, well, the president's finally pivoting to the economy. The economy was the first thing on his agenda. The president's also smart enough to understand that unless you do something about rising health care costs, you talk about things that are crushing small business. That's number one that's crushing small business. So they're intertwined. And so I think the effort on health care, although it's consumed a lot of energy, it's taken a lot of air out of the room, I think it is worthwhile and it has an impact on the economy. But I think you're going to see the president take the lead tomorrow with a very good, solid, well-crafted jobs bill that I think is going to be important to the country's future.
Ed Rendell, it's always a pleasure to see you, and keep up that diet. You are amazing. You look like Ed Rendell's younger brother.
Thanks, Andrea.
Thanks for being with us. And up next, Politico's John Harris on why the fate of the public option in the Senate health care bill is now resting in the hands of 10 Democratic senators. We'll get the rundown from Politico. And if you have a question or would like to comment about the program and the stories we're talking about on today's show, follow me on